Janus will be doing this job. It's going to hold the engineering team accountable if the project is not going to schedule. So it works good and it works bad. So it can tell, you know, how much of the project is done. It can tell how much of the project is not done. But then that is the whole focus of Janus, to give you an accurate, precision, precise point of exactly where the project is. And that is the whole purpose of the EDMS system.
We have a question.
Go ahead.
How long will it take for a document to actually circulate? So is that document based on contract, how long the contract is?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it based on how many people have to review the document? Do you have a timeline that the document has to
You
be
actually
reviewed?
do. In a document control workflow process, when the document is issued, or when it's initiated, to the document owner and then issued to the reviewer and commenter, they have 5 days to review that document. 5 business days. Once it is issued to the client, then the client has 10 business days to do their review. Document control has only 24 hours. So if I got that document that's saying within that 24-hour period it needs to be out to the client has 10 business days to get the document back. If it's not back within those 10 business days contractually by some clients, you have the right, the company, to proceed the document as issued for construction or approved for construction. The document controller will go forward to expedite the documents. If the document is not brought back or given back, then you would have to assume that, well, you don't have any comments, you don't have anything to say about it, so we will go forward to say that the document is approved. So document control has a 24-hour turnaround. Review and commenter has 5 business days. The client has 10 business days to return the document. If the document is not returned within the 10 business days, it is then considered to be approved for construction or issued for construction, and then document control is to process the document accordingly and then close the document out. And that is because they want all of their documents to be at 100%. Now, if the client otherwise say, we didn't get or you didn't send, that is the reason why you have the transmittals. So a formal transmittal would dictate it was sent out on this date. We never received an incoming transmittal from you with the return code. You passed the scheduled plan date for the document to return. So at this point, it could be months, almost at the end of the project. So now they want to come up and say, well, we didn't get this document. That's the reason why you have your report to say, well, it was sent out to you on this date, on this transmittal. And here is where your document controller took the document from our EDMS system. So that's where the dates and plans and signature come into play with all that metadata. Reporting, and that's exactly what we were talking about. So such is the case, the document never got approved or you never got it back, you can pull up your reports. The main focus of a system is the output of the reports from the data captured. The following reports enable effective management of the documents referenced on the MDR. So, like you said, I didn't get my document back. I didn't approve that. So now you're able to pull these reports. You will want to look at your transmittal history. That's the first thing I would do. Well, what transmittal did I send out to you, and what transmittal did you send back to me to say that it was returned? You have your distribution matrix. The distribution matrix is basically the individuals that are reviewing, approving the document, who's all involved. So you have a list of individuals who are going to be a part of this particular document, and they're a part of that distribution. Overdue in IBC with responsible user. That's a single report that can actually hand pick out the individuals that are holding up the documents internally. So the client is saying, well, we never got the document. Well, where's the document? You run an overdue in IDC with responsible user and find out who that person is. That is another major thing to find out where is it holding up. Who can I go directly to and hold that person accountable for? Overdue with the client. That's another report. So the client is saying, well, I never got it. Well, it was submitted to you and it's overdue. And I'm looking forward to it back. So you can give them an overdue with the client report with your transmittal history report. Bam, bam. So now you're holding everybody accountable. So everybody knows exactly what they need to do or what they need to send out or receive back. Current document status workflow snapshot report. I know that says a lot, but in that workflow of the category A, you should be able to run a report within Janus to show you exactly within the workflow process where the document sits. Is it with the document controller? Is it with the approver? Is it with the client? Is it with the IDC reviewer? So that's what that report is for. Documents to be revised and resent to the client. So now this is a report that document control uses mostly because they want to know what documents have come back in. Such as the case again, the client is looking for a document, they're saying they never got it back. I will look at my transmittal history report, then I will look at documents to be revised and resent to the client. So now I want to know what documents did I get back with a return 3, rejected, or return code 2. That's revised and resubmit. That means it has comments. So they're looking forward to come back. So these reports give you insight, and Janus has the capability of doing that, to tell you exactly where this document is. Janus will tell you all the history, the individuals that's held responsible, the overdue with the client, snapshot, and revise and resend to the client. So it gives you a lot of options to work with. Not just one, but multiple options. Multiple options to find out exactly where that document is. Whereas if you didn't have an EDMS system and you're doing everything by paper, you don't know where it is. So if you're walking around with the squad check, well, who kept it? Or who didn't sign it? Again, this is the purpose of what the EDMS system is in Janus, and that's the use for it. The reasons why we use a document management system. Okay, so we'll revise again. It's an automatic workflow, enhances the review and approval processes. It's to effectively manage the MDR, a deliverable that's transmitted to the client. It's a tool to monitor on-time delivery to all of the clients required. The company, Janus, or your client may not receive payment until the documents are completed. So you want to make sure that your documents are submitted and returned with return code 1. Thus, your EV, your earned value, is not going to show 100%. That's one of the biggest things. The client is not going to pay you if they don't have their documents approved. The document management system reports provide another view into the pulse, into the status of the project. Basically, it shows you the life cycle of every individual document and how this project is moving. And you can pinpoint the smallest things or the smallest minute things within an EDMS system. And Janus is not capable of doing that. Next slide, please. The success of a project depends on effective thinking and management of documents. Document control's mission. Our mission is to be the leading global provider of diversified solutions with experience, cost, effectiveness, and respect. We will accomplish this by passionately living our core values and dedicating to ourselves, providing long-term benefits to our customers and to our shareholders. We are here to open doors, pathways, and have the answers to all of your problems, beginning and to the end. And that's the reason why you have document control, to solve all these issues with your problems using an EDMS system and Janus. Next slide, please. So, any more questions?
So with the EDMS system, just picking on Janus, as one of the many systems that's out there, how important is it to have a robust EDMS system that's tying into other disciplines of the company. So say for example, product controls. I know product controls, there's a lot of documents that pass back and forth, because I know I've seen a lot of MOC documents that has never touched the hands of a document controller. How important is it that those type of documents flow through document control?
That is actually the beauty of a EDMS system. The EDMS system can comprise and incorporate not just engineering drawings. It can control documents from cost to risk to the procurement buyers. And for every individual document that's submitted, those individuals can be held accountable just as well as an engineer, and those documents can behave as non-technical documents. They can also be categorized, and the beauty of Janus is that it's just not comprised of document control, but it has other entities that pull data information into it. So those documents can be linked within the EDMS system of Janus and other portions of Janus to pull those documents in and then store those documents and then tell you exactly what those documents are. Most systems don't have that capability. If they do, they're still working and trying to develop those systems. The whole part about, well, I have a document here, it's an MOC, and I need to be able to send it out to the client and review it. Well, typically document control would not be incorporated at all. They just send it out and then you have to revise it. Same story applies. If it's within an EDMS system and that's part of that EDMS system, that document can now be controlled by document control. Every time the document goes out to the vendor or client or any other party in the company. So it encompasses not just the control of one typical type of document. It can encompass MOCs, procedures, risks, any cost procedures, and every time that someone creates one, it can be stored within the system for information, or it can be sent out to a vendor under a workflow process, or to the client under a workflow process that will control it. So no revision or no version is lost.
Any other questions?
Any other
All
questions?
right. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate you coming out tonight.
Thank you.
So, as I was saying before, surprise, Janus is now has document control. Matter of fact, there's other modules outside of cost control and document control. So I'm really happy that Tim had an opportunity to take a look at Janus and for all intents and purposes put his stamp of approval on it. It's a great system. Tim has went through and really went through the system with a fine-tooth comb, and when we had an opportunity to have him present, I thought it would be a great opportunity to the audience and to everybody out there watching via YouTube to show Janus and the new document control feature. So Tim, I'm really happy that you went through the system. I'm really happy that you were able to lend your expertise tonight in regards to document control. So I'm very happy. So I don't think there's anything else that we're going to discuss tonight. We're going to go ahead and finish up our wine and dine. We still have some food over there, so it's maybe starting to get cold right about now. But stay tuned. We'll have another wine and dine. No, I'm sorry. Next month will be a lunch and learn event. So we did 2 wine and dines in a row. So now we're getting back on schedule. So the next one will be a lunch and learn event. So we're looking at having another great presenter, and I already know who I want to choose. So we're already in talks with this individual now. So have a great rest of the day or a great rest of the night if you're watching this wherever you're at. And thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.